for me to come up here from Kerry this evening up into the city of Cork and to get to tell stories. This is a huge honour for me. Great thing to like a fellow that like Gaelic football to get to go up to Dublin playing Croke Park. It's very humbling for me. Thanks very much for having me as well. I don't know how will I ever follow the two Liams and Bob, but I'll have to try. But that lovely poem, and I should tell our foreign friends that poetry has an Irish first cousin. Everyone have Irish first cousin now, even Barack Obama have Irish first cousins now. Not that they don't look like him, it has to be said. They are tall and gangly, but they're more red and ginger. And be careful now. Now, even poetry have an Irish first cousin. And the Irish first cousin of poetry is called the recitation. And this is a recitation, actually, I'll take you back to a time now, that this is a time before river dance or anything like that now, when Irish dancing was hands to the side, and dancing was to be endured. Dancing was to be endured and not to be enjoyed. You would dare to smile, you'd be knocked out. And, I kicked out at that. There's this big organisation in Ireland. Well, there's two organisations, but one of them is called Cortes Cultural Air. And I'll tell you, back in the 1970s when I was young for the growing up, we were dancing in Cortes Cultural Air. My goodness me, you better not smile or anything like that next day. I would be exiled. And coming up to the competition, you know, to the vacuole, nerves would be dreadful. I'll tell you, they'd be drops down below and everything, the plumbing department, with the nerves and the stress and the excitement. But this is the time when we're trying to put together a team one time to dance the set. And these people over here know that you would need 8, of course, to dance in the set, and unfortunately we could only get 7. We were short to woman. It's the story of my life. And we finally had to get a lady by the name of Mary Ann McGee. I don't know if any of you know Mary Ann or not, but she's the last woman who went around the dancing set, to be honest. She might be alright if we were, you know, turning turf in the bog or bringing her cat on the 15th day of August or something like that, but you wouldn't want her near you if we were dancing a set. We had to get her. And this is the recitation, a first cousin of poetry. That was only the introduction. When the local Cultus committee needed one to dance in the set, we found that in the parish even one was hard to get. It rhymes and all. If it wasn't cordons, it was pregnancy. Our children 1 or 2. The situation got so bad, we said even a one-legged one would do. When we got into a huddle, and we finally did agree, there was no one else we could enlist except Mary Ann. No, Mary Ann was on the lookout for a man. So she took up on our invitation for to dance the Kerry set. And she hoped that in her newfound social circle, a fine new man she would get. Rehearsals, Bob, in the parish hall, were held 5 nights a week. As Mary Ann kicked timber, the sweat flowed down her cheeks. But she carried on relentlessly, hammering the practice night and day, still having time for the watchful eye for the man that might come our way. The competition night arrived. Mary Ann stood in the wings. Her body was tight with tension. Her nerves were like fiddle strings. She could see down into the audience. That's me looking into the audience. And her heart, it skipped a beat when she spotted an old boyfriend there in the front row seat. Somebody sat there now. But one crucial thing that she didn't notice, but was about to learn later, was that handsome man she knew all those, you can give me the fiver now, was that handsome man she knew those years ago, was now the adjudicator. No pressure. When that turn came to walk out on the stage, she marched out with the rest. Diddle die, diddle die, 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 die. Her ability to get a man, she'd now put to the test. Well, the musician started playing, and she braced herself to go, and hoped that in the judge's eyes, unnoticed, she'd not go. But disaster clouds were lurking near, because as her partner swung her round, oh gee, he swung her just a bit too fast, and her 2 feet left the ground. Her size 10 shoe had left her foot, and it flew off into the air, and it headed for the judge there seated in his chair. A gasp of consternation From the audience arose. Lads, he might give me a gasp. A gasp of consternation. That's a great gasp. Aren't you a great gasper here in Cork? So they say. Oh, I've got to be careful now. A gasp of consternation. Thanks very much, lads. From the audience arose as the spinning shoe smacked him on the nose. Sorry about this. Oh, the blood was pumping down his face. Poor Mary Ann was mortified. As she climbed down off the stage to get her shoe, her face, she tried to hide. Oh God, you've lovely legs. If any of you are looking for a feel of a nice leg, congratulations, sir. I haven't felt such a nice leg since that time we were pairing the Bullocks' hoofs. Legs, yeah. But as she got back up on the stage, and this now is the country stage in Ireland, the country house, big high stage like that, and to be honest, she was a very awkward sort of woman, so it was a difficult situation. She was that woman that if she was here, no matter where she'd be sitting next to you, that kind of one. Big high kind of stage like that. As she got back up on the stage, I told that one night I was telling that, and this woman came over to me after the show. To be honest now, she was a hefty kind of big woman, to be honest. I shouldn't be saying this now. And she said, I didn't like that joke, she said, about the big lady. She said, I think she's not racist, she said, you're fattest. No, I said, I think you'll find you. Anyway, go back on script again. So this big high country stage anyway. And the woman was trying to get back up. But as she climbed back up on the stage, her mind was in a flap. But didn't things go from bad to worse when she felt the elastic snap? Oh, the cruel hand of fate had struck like some horrible disease. Because what should have been around her waist was down around her knees. For a few more minutes, I can leave out of her book. Oh, her face went bright red and she rushed off into the wings. And tears were streaming down her face. She rushed out into the car park and she fumbled with her door lock, feeling cold and tired and weak. Well, she started up her motor. This is the way they drive in West Cork. Go down there. She started up the motor and she shot off like a rocket with immigration on her mind. And can you guess what was in her pocket?